now tuned in to the cold, hard truth. Cayman's #1 hard-hitting live podcast show, where we feature some straightforward conversations on political, social, and celebrity news and all things happening in the Cayman Islands and around the world. This show was created to give the people a voice and a means of being involved and informed without any filters. Sometimes it gets crazy, but we always keep it real. We bring you the tea, piping hot, so grab your favorite beverage and join the conversation via WhatsApp at 324-1612. Email tips at CaymanMarlRoad.com. Now, here's your host, Sandy Hill, broadcasting live from the beautiful Cayman Islands.
Accidents happen at any time, when you least expect it. Be prepared. Reach out to Recover Personal Injury Attorneys. We don't get paid until you recover.
We have you covered for 64 years as the island's trusted energy provider for all three islands. Home Gas is your #1 supplier of propane and propane products in the Cayman Islands, offering same-day delivery on Grand Cayman. Place your order before midday, and the Home Gas delivery team will get your tank topped up in any district island-wide. Same-day delivery, one of the reasons people prefer Home Gas to anyone else. We've got you covered. Call us today on 949-7474.
Cayman. Big news. I have some important news for you.
Interesting news.
It's Blake and Darren's Spilling Candy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Erin, you're all by yourself today.
I am. Blake is off, so it's just us girls and everyone else is around. Anyways, how's it going?
Good.
So what's the latest? Anything that you can speak about now?
Well, guess what?
What?
We have an exclusive, some exclusive tea this morning. Yeah, Don't you love exclusives? I love exclusives.
I do, as long as it doesn't get me in trouble.
No, I'm the one who's always in trouble, Erin, not you.
I know.
So we got some hot tea.
Okay.
That there's going to be a Holland America cruise liner that will be visiting the Cayman Islands on December the 28th.
Like being able to come ashore?
Yes.
But why? I thought there was no cruise ships the rest of the year. Or definitely.
This is why it's some extra hot tea. So they have basically, as you know, cruise lines have been, a bit of a hot situation when it comes to COVID. But they've gotten, protocols in place that are the same protocols if you fly in. So they actually found a cruise liner that was willing to put all the same measures in place. Everybody has to be vaccinated. Everybody has the PCR test 24 hours before they get off the boat. Social distancing, 50% reduction. Like there's a whole list of things.
Hold on, 24 hours after they get off the boat, but they're only going to be in port for a couple hours.
24 hours before they disembark here.
I see. Oh, okay. So, so basically everyone has to do another test while they're on.
Exactly.
And then if anyone's positive,
protocols.
Yeah. Okay.
In place. 50% capacity so that on the ship they can social distance and a few other things.
Okay.
So they're going to do a trial run on the 28th is what a little birdie told us.
It's interesting.
Very.
Okay. Well, well, I guess, we'll see how that all plays out. Thank you for the inside info.
Yes. Somebody's just reminding me on my WhatsApp news list to send reminders for the show. Thank you so much for that reminder.
Yeah. What are you doing today on your show?
So, we're going to be talking about all these things, but we've got Miss Cayman, who is on her way to the Miss Universe pageant. Mm-hmm. So she is going to be popping in, I think probably any minute now, actually.
That's cool.
So she's going to join us. We've got the $100,000 winner.
Yeah, we spoke to Dawn yesterday.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yep. Dawn is coming on the show.
She's got a lot of people probably contacting her lately.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
We also have Impact Wednesday. We've got some latest figures in terms of COVID-19. Now, one of the most interesting things news-wise yesterday, Erin, was 86% of the individuals who hospitalized are unvaccinated. And the chief medical officer did mention yesterday he's beginning to become concerned at the number of elderly people that are now included in that number. So I thought that was interesting.
In the unvaccinated number.
Well, in the hospitalized number.
Oh, hospitalized. Yeah.
We don't have them. Okay. We did get some details of like what percentage is over a certain age and so forth. But yeah, he just said that the elderly, and he didn't go into a whole lot of detail, about what percentage of those are actually hospitalized. We do know that right now for the past week, we've had from 3 months to 94 years old infected. The average age is still 31.
Okay.
6 cases were actually infants under the age of 1, and 360 were under the age of 18. Sorry. But they did have 27 over the age of 70 that tested positive. Now, of those, I don't know how many of those are actually hospitalized. So they didn't quite break it down a little bit further, which I thought would have been useful.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Working with what we got.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we had someone WhatsApp yesterday. I'm not going to say their name, but yeah, we were whatever we were talking about. Not even sure if it was on this segment or another one, but it's Blake. We'll get to
Blake
that.
Says, how do you social distance in a cruise ship? Stay tuned, Blake. We're going to talk about it.
Blake gonna have to figure that out. Aren't you supposed to be off today? What are you
Good
doing?
morning, Aaron. He got your name spelled
I
right.
know. Larry and I are
There's a
buddies now.
winner.
Bob
There's a
Seeger.
winner.
Ooh, some good one. Yeah, no, she WhatsApped in. She's like, look, these same people that won't take the vaccine are sitting there stuffing their face full of, this fast food, and they don't know what's in that.
Yeah.
We can make these correlation, like in all these, like.
I know. I think it's going to just get to the point where maybe people have a little bit of like fatigue, COVID fatigue. And I think that it's going to get real, unfortunately, when we have a few more deaths that are definitely COVID related. Because everyone so far, they've had an excuse like, that's not really a COVID death. So once we get there, I think people will start to shape up.
And like, honestly, do you really want to wait and be that person?
Hey, Blake has purposely misspelled your name. No, I mean, I certainly would not. I certainly would not want to be that person. But
who's this girl, Blake Rogers? Just kidding. Anyway. Yeah, no, I know. It's like you don't want to be that person, and it's just
absolutely.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know. Hopefully, people start listening to more of the science and seeing the numbers, which is why it would be good if we could know in the hospitalizations kind of the actual, all the statistics.
Yeah, I think more information is always great, but I think at some point, the data collectors are like, listen, we're just trying to test everyone and get you some basic info. There is an epidemiologist, we understand, that is on the way, that has been hired, and they will be here hopefully before the beginning of the new year. And I think once that person is on board, that's their specialty. So they're good at crunching numbers and pulling stuff apart very, very quickly. So I expect in 2022 to really see some meaningful figures and, projections and forecasting and all that kind of stuff coming out of public health.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, cool. All right. Anything else? Just nice, fun show talking to Dawn Baden. How's she spending her money?
Yeah. So we got the Minister of Tourism and Transport on. We've got Dawn Baden. I think we're going to have Miss K-Man queuing up here shortly.
Great.
And we're going to have some fun in the show today.
Cool. Well, everyone enjoy. Nice chatting to you. And we'll see you. Yeah, it's Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. It will be American Thanksgiving. I'm really excited for my turkey and all my stuff that I've ordered.
I'll get some turkey.
Don't say anything. Blake's laughing now because he knows I'm going to a spiel and I'm not going to do it. Okay. But yes, you guys have a wonderful day.
Tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, give me one quick second here. We're going to send out our notification to the WhatsApp news group.
Ang Balikbayan Boxes ay bumalik na sa Miracle Brokers. Ipadala sa iyong mga mahal sa buhay ang espesyal na pakete para sa Pasko o bagong taon na puno ng mga damit, laruan at marami pa. Sa halagang $65, ito ay isang deal na hindi mo matatalo. Ito ang huling shipment para sa 2021 at ang deadline ay katapusan ng Disyembre kaya huwag mag-antala. Makipag-ugnayan sa pamamagitan ng WhatsApp 345-916-0355 upang bilhin ang iyong kahon at magreserba ng espasyo sa barko. Sa pagtatapos ng 2021, gustong pasalamatan ng Miracle Brokers ang lahat sa Filipino community para sa iyong suporta sa mga nakaraang taon. Lubos naming pinapaalagahan ang iyong negosyo. Inaasahan namin ang patuloy na paglilingkod sa iyong komunidad sa 2022 at higit pa.
You're like, why the hell is Sandy playing a commercial in Tagalog? Well, it's not meant for us really, in the sense that it is appealing to the community, the Filipino community, if they have any boxes that they want to ship. And I thought, you know what, let's make it very crystal clear. So if you've got boxes, $65, you can send, I think up to like 200 pounds. It's actually a really good deal. And they put everything, they have to send a container load full, of course, and they get that ship full and they put everything in it, and you can send your boxes then to delivery to friends and family in the Philippines. So they're getting ready for shipment for the end of December. So if you got friends or family that, need a little care package, do let them know that they can take advantage of that. So let me just see if I can figure out what's going on with Miss K-Man. I'm going to touch bases with a committee member here. Let me see here and get them going. So she's off this morning. And there's a support team of individuals at the airport. Obviously, we can't physically be at the airport with her, but we have said to them, hey, here's the link, join in, and we can still be there with you. So one member says they're in traffic. Okay. Let me see here. All right, so hopefully, all right, so she is off to Miss Universe. There she is, beautiful. So they're doing a little farewell and best of luck. She's off to the 70th Miss Universe pageant this morning. And the pageant will be held on December the 12th in Israel. Is that pronounced Eilat, Israel? I would not pretend to know. Okay. All right, so we've got tons of stuff going on today. So trust me. Okay, so another debit card has been lost and found. All right, we'll get that sorted out. So good morning, one, and good morning all. Good luck to Georgina Kerford. Hopefully, like I said, she can join us this morning on the show. We're going to give her a little bit of time. We've got the minister who's going to be coming up here shortly. And in the meantime, let's talk about what's in the news and what's been happening. So first of all, you may very well hear a little twirling sound in the background here in a minute. I'm going to tell you what that is. I think I might have mentioned to you guys previously that I have an issue with I have more than one issue with my feet, but sometimes my feet it's almost like a little bit of, it's like just walking fatigue, I guess. And it doesn't even require like an exorbitant amount of walking, but I think it's all mechanical. So I've been to the podiatrist. Big shout out to Dr. What's his name? Dr. Anthony, the podiatrist, right? He had me get in his little machine, and I put a lot of pressure on the ball of my feet. And as a result of that, I get like ball of foot pain. It tends to be more on the side is where I can like put the actual pressure and feel it. And what that results in, unfortunately for me, is that sometimes it tends to happen in the dead of the night when I'm sleeping. I will start to like the actual pressure from that. So I don't actually feel it on the side unless I press on it, and then I can feel like, okay, it's sore, right? Which is kind of weird, but I know that it's there. It's a constant, and it'll get inflamed. If I do a lot of walking, if I wear certain shoes, high heels, that put more of a pressure on the ball of the foot, even worse for me. So I try not to wear heels hardly ever anymore. Just maybe an inch to just give myself some elevation for other reasons, because I actually have an overdeveloped calf muscle. That's a whole other thing that messes with my ankles. So the short of it is I'll be sleeping very contently, and then all of a sudden I will wake up with ball of the foot neuropathy and pain, where it's like, oh my God, it's so hard to describe, because sometimes it's like shooting pain. Other times it's tingling pain. And, some people take medication for it. So I think people do Lyrica. I've been given a prescription for Lyrica, but once I discovered that it's actually a mechanical thing, right? So the nerves are being agitated or inflamed by the fact that there's this pressure on the side of my foot. And literally I can feel it. Like when I get up, if I press on, I kind of massage the side of the foot, I can sometimes pressing on it, I can feel that I exacerbate the pain even more. Like it's like shoots out even more. And then other times it gives me some relief. So for the past year, last Christmas, I got one of these foot massagers, and I must tell you that it has helped significantly. So it's the kind of thing you never know when it's going to happen. Sometimes I wear certain shoes and it's fine. Other times I wear the exact same shoes and it's not fine. And then there's some shoes that I know trigger it for sure. So last night I had an episode, 4:15 in the morning. I was like, why? I just went to bed at 1 o'clock, right? So it kind of kicked off, and I was thinking to myself, I was out a little bit yesterday, and I probably should have, because now every couple of days I try to use the massager if I can remember. But pain is the craziest thing. If you're not in pain, you just don't even remember that you need to do certain things. So good morning to Wee Wee, Vernita's here, Irvlin. Anybody else has this issue, or is it just me? I felt like Bob, good morning. Like I've always had this. Even as a child, I felt like it was there. But as I've gotten older and put on more weight, that's why it's important to get the weight off. I have had this issue kind of get worse over time. So, it's just crazy. So let me see here. Bob and Alice, I've got my massager here, and I'm actually going to turn it on. And normally it can happen on both feet, but I have noticed more and more that it happens on the right foot more than any other foot. So do you guys hear that little whirling sound? That's my foot massager. So I'm going to just do it for a few minutes, folks, to give myself some relief. Because last night, there's a number of things I have to do to make the pain stop. So, I'm trying not to take like painkillers and stuff. They're not the best for you. So I try to do other things. So I'll ice it. I'll put heat on it. So last night I did heat with an ice pad, and I was eventually able to fall asleep after 5 o'clock. And then, sometimes I have a TENS machine. So sometimes I stick the TENS pads like directly on my foot and turn it up all the way. Because, TENS machine sends like electrical shock to your feet. And that's pretty effective, but I have to leave it on there for a while because the foot, feet are it's one of the toughest areas of the skin to get through to. Topical creams don't seem to help particularly well, but I do have a Voltaren rub as well. All right, so Miss Joy, good morning to you. Good morning to Alice. So let me see here. Julian, good morning. Larry's here from New York. Miss Rita, buenos dias. Felicia. Of course, Blake is asking a really good question. How do you social distance on a cruise ship? Well, two things. Of course, like I said earlier to Aaron, this is a CMR exclusive that we posted last night. Well, that's a very good question, Blake. How do you social distance? Well, one of the things that, and I was reading the policy of Holland America Line. They have implemented quite a bit of COVID-related procedures, generally speaking, right? On how to get people to travel as safely as possible on a cruise ship. Now, we know that after the pandemic broke out, unfortunately, the cruise lines were horrendous at getting their act together, and they were out there cruising around way longer than they should have been. And quite frankly, Robert and Dion and others, you will know that they are considered like little petri dishes for any sort of outbreak. And so for the sake of money, a lot of them were not playing by the rules. And there's scathing reports about, how they just ignored the pandemic and they continued to sail. So now some of them, including Holland America, has put a number of safety protocols in place. So they've got pre-cruise travel and embarkation, policies. They have, while you're cruising, certain things that you must do, and health and safety protocols, even as you come on and off of the various locations. So one way in which they have addressed this issue specific to Cayman is that they will travel at half capacity. So normally the ship, I think, does like several thousand passengers. They're going to be doing only something like 1,600. And again, this is from, our exclusive sources. So I feel like we probably have 97% of the details, but more details would certainly be forthcoming as this shapes up. So half capacity will allow people to, because you're not packed in there, to really try to keep their distance. And I'm sure that if they're at half capacity, they can do like every other cabin and stuff as well. So they do have a whole list of things. I was looking at their social media platform, and they've really been encouraging people to familiarize themselves with all of their COVID related policies. No children on board this particular flight, only vaccinated people. So just like at the airport, you know how you can only travel in if you're vaccinated. Well, the same thing. And in fact, quite interestingly enough, Holland America has a policy of their own, regardless of what destination you're going to. They are only doing vaccinated tours at this particular time. So I'm just looking at their, like I said, they've got all of this online. So I'm just having a look at this here. So they've got a number of protocols that they've shared, you know, with their passengers and how this is going to work. What's so incredibly amazing, folks, is you still got people messaging them on social media like, well, when are you going to open it up to unvaccinated travelers? I'm like, y'all, you unvaccinated people have got some damn nerves. I'm sorry, but y'all are crazy. Why would you want to even take a cruise? But y'all think like life is normal. It's no big deal. It's like, really? As an unvaccinated traveler, you want to be cruising? No, honey child. CC is here from Miss Dawn. Well, hang on tight. We've got Kenneth Bryan, the Honorable Kenneth Bryan, Minister of Tourism and Transport up first. So she's excited. CC wanted to win that money, Dawn. So can't wait till Dawn comes on. Aliano's here. Miss Beulah's here. Hero Blair is also here with us. Joyce Ann, good morning. Kamark, so nice to see you. Thank you. This is actually a red dress, not a dress, but a top. And it's got some kind of little frills or something. Can you see? I don't know. There you go. So it's got some little frills. It's really, really old. And I actually need to retire it. But, you know, it's one of those that seems to always make its way back into the closet no matter what I do. So I think I'm going to be retiring it soon. You know, recently I did a really fabulous clean out of my closet. And man, I had at least, oh my God, I think 2 huge bags full of stuff, mostly bottoms. Like I was able to get rid of a lot of pants and jeans and, you know, some tops, but I found like most of what I was getting rid of was just bottoms that I was just not wearing. So, yeah, I got rid of a ton of stuff. I donated it to a young lady in need in another district. And she was then able to, she said there was so much stuff that she took out what she wanted and what she could use. And then she was able to pass it on to other friends and family. So I thought that that was fantastic. So good morning, Miss Sue. Miss Sue says she's in Lyrica for terrible nerve pain in her foot toes. Mine over a year, so painful some days. Yeah. And when I read the side effects of the Lyrica, Miss Sue, I'm just like, the side effects of medication, although I know that it's not, you know, most people probably have very mild side effects. I'm always a little bit weary of those. Yeah, it's definitely not fun. But I find that the massage for me, because of the source of like what's causing the pain, has been really, really effective. Especially if I get ahead of it. Like I try to do it before I go to bed or try to preempt it. Sometimes the pain happens during the day, but that tends to be a rare occasion. Normally it happens at night when I'm like, the body's totally relaxed. And then those pain nerves start to wake up and they're like, oh, here I am. Good morning to Bob, watching here, Christmas Island. You're watching from the Christmas Island? Thanks for mentioning. Hi, Bob. John is here. Good morning, John. We got Richie. Mr. Richard says from Round Rock, Texas. Now, all my American friends, extended friends and family, you guys getting ready for Thanksgiving? Let's bring the good minister in. So again, we're waiting for Miss Georgina, and she might jump in because I know she's at the airport. So she might jump in any second. So Minister Bryan is here for Impact Wednesdays. As you guys know, we've mentioned this before if you're listening to the program. Impact Wednesdays is basically an opportunity for the government of the day to, you know, let us know what they have been up to. So not specific to their ministerial positions, because they have lots of avenues for that information, but more specifically as an MP. So we've had Miss Kathy on, and she's been doing a number of things in her constituency. Her constituency office is open. She's got what else has she been doing? She's got her program where she's joining up with the food bank to distribute food and meats and other stuff in the district. She's going to be having training programs and so forth coming online, I think, for 2022 and in the first quarter. She has a concierge transport service where it will pick you up if you're in need of transportation and take you to your medical appointments. I thought that that's quite a good program, actually. A lot of people need medical care, but have to rely on the buses, and that's not always as convenient, especially when you're elderly. So this morning we've got Kenneth Bryan, who's joining us again. Mr. Bryan, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sandra. Good morning to your listening audience. Good morning, K-Man.
Thank you so much.
You're stepping up your game, man. Your graphics, your intros, and everything is looking pretty awesome.
Every single day, man. You got to improve in life. That's what it's all about. So Miss Loretta is here for it. She says, good morning, Mr. Kenneth. She's so happy to see you.
Good morning, Loretta. How you doing? God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day today.
So Catherine, thank you for that suggestion of magnesium. I think somebody else told me that. I think I just need to start taking it as a regular supplement. So Mr. Kenneth, funny enough, we were talking about a few things kicking off this morning that kind of relate to your ministry. So we're waiting on Miss Georgina to come on board.
I have been keenly listening, Sandra.
Yes.
And I am telling you, Cayman Road's inside sources, I don't know who you're paying and how much you're paying them, but boy, you can get some information.
Let me tell you. And the beauty of it is we got sources, eyes and ears all over the place. I got a little joke for you. Someone was jokingly saying to me that yesterday that they said, Sandy, they heard the Minister of Education said, where does Sandy get her information? Because she knows stuff about UCCI that I don't even know. So listen, stay tuned, folks. There's always more to come. And we have said from day one, we're all about trying to improve upon our platform and level up our game at every single step of the way. We're improving. And folks, speaking of improving, you guys are going to be tickled pink that we have the premiere coming on tonight. Now he's committed, and we're going to hold him to it. Every other Wednesday, he's coming on for a segment that we're going to call Premiere Access for 2 hours. It's a Q&A segment. Folks, come with your questions, anything and everything that you want to ask the Premier. He's going to be the hot seat for not 1, but 2 hours every other Wednesday. So tonight, he's up for that. So Minister Bryan, thank you so much. So what are your thoughts, first of all, about Miss Georgina? I mean, she looks beautiful. I was just showing people, this sort of flyer of her. She's on her way this morning to Israel, so she should be at the airport as we speak, doing a little farewell with some committee members and some others, family and well-wishers. So we're hoping that she'll be able to pop in quickly into the segment. But I know you were obviously at the pageant, and we're very, very pleased to support that as it falls under your ministry. What are your thoughts about her off to Israel today?
Well, first off, I want to say congratulations to her again publicly. And we are so proud of her, and we're excited for her new experiences she's going to be a part of in Israel. The hope and plan was for myself and the parliamentary secretary to accompany her in Israel, but unfortunately, time didn't permit with the pandemic, as well as the budget starts on Friday. So, our hearts and our prayers go out to her. We know that she's going to do well and represent the Cayman Islands very well. She seems to be a very, very confident young lady, and I know the committee has her well prepared So I know the parliamentary secretary that falls under the Ministry of Tourism, Ms. Heather Baden, is going to be assisting with the airport stuff because I had to be on the show here this morning. But we're all excited for Gina. So I can't wait to see what the feedback is. The chairman is going to be keeping me in contact about what's going on, as well as the ministry. So hopefully we'll be able to give some updates when she gets over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we're actually hopeful that she can just jump on even for a few minutes this morning, and we can, wish her well from the CMR team here. So, I don't know if you want to talk about this yet, but there's a lot of questions about this other news situation that we broke late last night about Holland America. I mean, this sounds like exciting news. Are you in a position? And I know, Minister, I'm putting you on the spot here. And this isn't really why you're here, because that's obviously ministerial stuff, but we want to talk about your district stuff. So shall we put it on the back burner until the next time?
Well, I mean, I think I'm not sure because I can't confirm or deny that your sources are correct.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll leave it there, folks. And as this situation develops, all I will say is maybe just stay tuned, and I'm sure we'll hear more from official sources. All right. So, Minister, you've been extremely busy on the ground within your constituency. Now it is Christmas time. And one of the big things are coming up around the holiday season that Caymanians really take a lot of pride and joy in is trying to clean up their neighborhoods, spruce up the home, do little house projects. Right before the holidays, we love everything to look beautiful. It's kind of like, you hear the old stories of when they had sand, they only had sand in the front yard. They would get out there and rake the sand and make it look beautiful and start to put out Christmas decorations. So tell us a little bit about what beautification efforts will be underway within your constituency.
Well, the good news is that the Honorable Minister J.E. Banks has announced the NICE program that's coming up in a couple of days. So I'm happy about that because that gives a natural element of the cleanup program where the Department of Environment encourages persons to, take out their things from around the yard that they don't normally need, and they'll put them out to the roadside and the various different districts. I don't have the list with me as it's not under my ministry, but I know those announcements from DOE will, Department of Environmental Health will release that information, and hence the cleanup process will happen. Then we'll obviously have our crews who are persons who want to work, get an opportunity to go out into the neighborhoods, into the parks, and start cleaning up. And I want to steal a little opportunity here to mention the fact that the Georgetown Central's Scranton Community Committee will be having a cleanup of our park at 6:30 on Saturday morning. Myself and my committee and anybody who wants to come along, I would love for you to come out. It's 6:30 in the morning. Refreshments and drinks will be served. If you come up for an hour, maybe 2 hours, that'd be great. We're going to start early in the morning to finish cleaning off the park because you know that we do the seniors Christmas party every year, courtesy of the Central Scranton Committee. And as their representative, I'll be assisting in that respect. The other good news in respect to the park is that we've started the works for the park. I don't know if anybody has got an opportunity to go down into Central through Martin Drive or Miles Lane to see where the park is situated. It's just been gutted out and cleaned out. A lot of the trees that needed to be moved have been removed, and planning stages for fencing it off and preparations around the pond, are starting to happen. You know that the Central Scranton Park has been a very important thing to me from the last administration when I was in opposition, but obviously not much had been done then, as there weren't no monies allocated or budgeted for it. I'm working very closely with the Minister for Parks, the Honorable J.E. Banks, and he's assured that I was supposed to be a part of my speech on Friday or Monday for the budget, but there's a substantial amount of money allocated for the development of this park. So preliminary works have already started. And if you go down in there now, you'll see that it's all cleared out where some of the work will start. They put around the parameters around the property. But in that vein, we are also allowing for the property to be cleaned to a degree where we can have the Christmas party on the property, even though it's going to be like a empty property in preparation for the park development. So if you want to come down and be a part of it, please join us, myself, my committee, as well as the Central Scranton Community Committee at 6:30 in the morning at the Central Scranton Park, which is off Miles Lane, or you can take the road through Martin Drive. Most people know about it. So if you want to come spend a couple hours with us, we'd greatly appreciate it. We're going to paint up the old hut there and give it some fresh paint like what we do as Caymanians during the Christmas time. Even though that hut is not going to be there for very much longer. Actually, I think this is going to be the last time that hut may be used for serving our seniors as the next event. By the time the next event comes around, you're supposed to have a beautiful functioning park. And obviously, we're going to have all the ribbon cutting and the celebrations for when we officially open that park. But work has already started. I want to try to use some of the money in this budget to get some of the work done. Because you can't take money from the past year into the new year. So that's what's happening now. And I want to encourage persons to come down. But in getting back to your original question, from a cleanup perspective for Christmas, I think everybody, all elected members, including the opposition, will always all be contributing to working with the community through the Christmas time to do their cleanups in the various different areas. So I know that the registration forms for the NICE program has been making its rounds. I think I saw that you had posted a story on it. Sorry, let me just get out of the glare of the sun. So I think that people already start to sign up with the various different elections offices. Constituency offices. And if anybody wants, from a Georgetown Central perspective, want to sign up, my office would be happy to assist you with that. So, the normal stuff of the Christmas cleanup will happen. And again, I thank the Honorable Minister who deals with the NICE program, the Honorable J.E. Banks, for putting this on, because it's quite difficult in this environment with the pandemic and the virus around us to have large crowds. So they have to be doing a little bit of juggling to make sure that happens. It may be limited for many of the elected members because we will be in Parliament as of Friday, and we're going to be doing a full schedule for like 3 weeks straight because we got a lot to cover. We got a budget for the next 2 years for 2022 and 2023 to go through. I think that every elected member is going to have probably their opportunity to, not probably, they will have their opportunity to say what they're hoping for the next 2 years. So bound to be a very robust debate. I'm sure you'll hear from the opposition as well as the government ministers and the backbenchers, the parliamentary secretaries. So this is an opportunity to talk about their goals and dreams and hopes over the next 2 years for their people. So we may not be out in the community as much, but I know the efforts for the cleanup Christmas time will be well in its way as we are working on behalf of the people in the Parliament.
Now, are you planning to have, I know again, there's concerns about the community spread and crowd controls and stuff like that, but will you be having anything for children coming up into the holiday season, any Santa visits and little gifts or anything like that we can expect from MP Bryan?
Well, this is a hard one because unfortunately I didn't want to take the risk. Normally what we do is do seniors and kids together. And I really wanted to do this. My committee and I, from over a month and a half ago, were planning. We had the Lion Center set up and everything. And it's I just don't think I should take the risk. There's a level of responsibility on me that, you don't want to know that your MP was responsible for somebody getting COVID. And there's a large concern right now for elders because they're more vulnerable. So I'm going to, unfortunately, hold back on that. I will still do my rounds like I normally do through Christmas. There's many people who don't, unfortunately, not in a position to, ensure that they have a great Christmas meal. And that's where, your traditional, and all MPs do it. They go out and hand out, whether it's a ham or a turkey or something like that, that for those who may want it and appreciate it. Not everybody needs it, but some people appreciate it. And if at least we know that, every Caymanian family in our constituencies can have the opportunity to at least have a good Christmas meal, it makes us feel a little bit better. So I will be doing that because that's not in a congregated way. We'll be going individually to different homes. So I'll make those rounds. There's some less fortunate people that I'll go to directly that I know needs a little bit more than that, and I will try to assist them as a family for some more, a little extra something in respect to that. That's what I always do every year, because there's people who, unfortunately, life is just the way it is, and I don't have as much as others. So besides that, I won't be doing any big events because of the community spread. I hope that, and I can make an announcement here this morning. Let me double check the dates because I do not want my committee to beat me up. So I'll make some announcements on the dates here. February, the second Tuesday of February, the 2nd or the 3rd? I can't remember. My committee is going to be so mad at me. The 2nd Tuesday of February, which is the 8th of February, we will be doing the Hogsty Bay Day 2. So you know that I did the Hogsty Bay Day. It was a big celebration.
Yes.
Particularly for those of from the Georgetown area, where Hogsty Bay was a main focus for people enjoying that harbor. It was a big success, and now that I'm a minister in charge of port, thankfully I won't have to call myself and ask myself for permission. I can give myself permission to do it, and then have give the government and all opposition members the opportunity to join into this, because this is about Georgetown. This is not about Georgetown Central. This is about Georgetown and Cayman Islands as a whole.
Yeah.
So
and it was so much fun last time.
Yeah, and I hope that the opposition members would chime in this time, because I would like for this event to turn into an annual one, even well after I'm gone out of politics. So, but we're committed that we're going to be doing that in February. So I've already talked to the board for the port to say, listen, I don't know where we're going to be with the cruise port at that date, but not the second. Did I say the second Tuesday? I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be the second Sunday of February. Where did I get Tuesday from? I'm thinking about cabinet. My apologies. So the second Sunday is the 13th. Sorry. Second Sunday of February is the 13th of February. So got the date right. And I would want all the opposition members as well as the government members, all Georgetown elected members particularly, to be a part of this, and bring your people out, and we're going to be offering free food like what we did last time. The traditional fish fry, swanky, that kind of thing, and as a place for the seniors to watch the next generation partake in what they used to do as kids, which is swim in that harbor. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully there will be no cruise ships on that day.
Make sure now. Double check the scheduling. Miss Daisy's here, says good morning. Sandra, my MPKB. Paul is joining us from Bermuda.
That's my Daisy Dukes, by the way.
Yes. Paul is from Bermuda joining us as usual. Miss Alice is sharing with us that she had back surgery last year, and since then the pain is unbearable. Chantal has a suggestion for those of us who have pain. She also had back surgery last year, and she said she bought a Beamer. Is it a Beamer or a Beamer? And all her pain went away. It's amazing. Look it up. I have one. I have one
Beamer,
here.
You need a BMW.
What's that?
You bought a BMW and her pain went away?
Yeah. That's not what she's talking about. But Chantal, I'm interested to know more about that. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And
I'm sorry. You said sorry, Sandra. You said Beamer.
Well, I don't know how it's pronounced. It's Bemer. So is that Beamer, Bemer?
Okay. I just heard Beanie Man in the back of my mind saying, give me my keys to my Beamer. Sorry.
Not a BMW. I'm pretty sure that isn't what she meant. But there's so many therapies out there, Chantal. So thank you for sharing that with us. We'll definitely check that out. And if you've got one that we can try out, why not? Marshall joining us from North Carolina. So as you know, Kenneth, we have Caymanians all over the world, and they're absolutely tickled to tune in. So we've got 222 people right now joining us, folks. 20 on YouTube, and YouTube is a little bit less these days because people are trying to still figure out where the YouTube link is.
Why don't we get those numbers up? I asked everybody, 220 of you, to press the share button right now on your devices, and let's see if we can hit that 400 mark within the next 3 minutes. All it takes for you is
that's a tall order,
device,
let's get it.
press the share button, and let's see if we can get 400 people tuning in right now. All right.
Absolutely.
So let's start counting down 3 minutes from now and see how high we can get it.
And in
Everybody,
a couple
go.
minutes, we have just gotten confirmation that Miss Georgina will be joining us. So she's on her way to the departure lounge. And then once she reaches the departure lounge, she's going to be joining us as well. So lots of exciting guests this morning on the program.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet.
So Chantel, thank you. She says it's BEMER, maybe vascular therapy. We're going to definitely look into that. Miss Daisy is here saying buenos dias. Thank you, Miss Daisy. 62 degrees in Bermuda. That sounds very chilly. Wow. So Opal has a question. A little further north, that's why. Actually, Opal has a comment, and then I think I saw a question from her as well. She says, "Good morning. Our cruise ship is coming back. Is the best news. Thank you. So I can get back to work and take care of my family." So again, Opal, we'll wait on official confirmation to confirm our most reliable sources, but we'll wait. And then somebody else had a question. Oh yes, Opal says, "Curious to know, please ask Mr. Bryan if the ministry is giving any scholarships." Now I know that your ministry has actually been busy with a number of tourism related courses. And tell us a little bit about what opportunities are going on, at the moment for people in tourism.
Well, we have our traditional tourism scholarship program that allows up to 30,000. I have some other announcements to make in respect to the scholarship area, but I can't give you everything that's going to be in my speech this morning. But we also have some other courses that are happening right now. Which is the Winehouse 3 tourism program with bartending in front of house. So servers and bartenders, it's I think it's a 2-week course. I can't remember the exact details, sadly.
We actually have a video. I was bartender.
It's fully paid.
Yes, Minister. I was actually just messaging my video guy because he was at the event last week because I wasn't able to attend on Thursday, and he got some footage for me. I just messaged him to say, by the way, where's my footage? So I know that event has been that wine course. And you know what? He actually partook of, I'm glad I sent him because I don't really drink, but he was able to partake in some of the cocktails. And he said that the cocktails were amazing. He's like, "Sandy, they were really good." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." So I think we have some Caymanians who are making some real strides in a new industry. Big shout out to Paula Swaby. She goes by the nickname Brown Sugar. And I know she has been taking full advantage of some of the opportunities that have been made available to her, including sushi making and signature cocktail with the Ritz bartender. I'm gonna grab one of her photos because she's always sending me information. So if anybody knows Paula, message Paula and tell her that I'm talking about her this morning. Because Paula's awesome. She's always sending me stuff on what she's been up to and how she's upscaling herself. Because Paula has been driving taxi for a very, very long time, and thankfully, now Paula has had the opportunity to do other things. And trust me, she has taken full advantage of it. I mean, I see Paula, she said, "Sandy, I'm not shy." She said some of the younger Caymanians appear to be a little bit shy, but she's like, "At my age, what do I have to lose? I'm doing everything that is being offered to me. I'm taking bartending courses. I'm making sushi. I'm doing it all." And, just really, really.
That's the attitude you need.
Yeah. Yeah, so she looks fabulous. I'm going to pull up a video here of her in just a second.
So the best way to find out what the offerings we have is go to the Department of Tourism's website, and they have a list of training opportunities outside of your traditional scholarship programs for young people coming out of the high school to go off overseas. But we have some more exciting news that we're going to be announcing in respect to scholarships, because tourism covers a number of different areas. But I'll leave that to my contribution at Parliament, or potentially the Parliamentary Secretary. Depends on who speaks. Not sure if I'm going to speak quite yet. Maybe maybe Miss Heather might announce it. We'll see how they the debate goes, or maybe the premier may announce. But we have a lot of new things in respect to training opportunities for Caymanians in tourism. Because as you know, I am taking a very hardball approach in respect to opportunities for Caymanians back in the industry. And this part I'm happy to share with you again now and potentially on the floor of the House, which is we as a government has taken the bold decision to reopen, even with some people not happy about it because of the accepted risk that come along with it. We accept that there's going to be risk, but we thought it was important for us to reopen. And you're hearing whispers now about cruises as well. So the discussion about going down the line of bringing tourism back, we did that with those risks because of Caymanians, not for work permit holders to come and get our jobs, for Caymanians. So I want to encourage again, every opportunity I get, for industry players to do your part. Look for our people to hire them. Let's do a carrot approach, because the stick approach is not going to be the best way I want to go about this. I want to continue my relationship with industry as the Minister for Tourism in a very, very happy way. But in respect to our people and employment for our people, it's not one that we're willing to compromise on. So again, I'm certain that the industry players are going to do their rightful part by looking for Caymanians and hiring them, so they are truly the beneficiaries of this risk that we're taking for our country and for our people.
All right, so let's have a look at a few of Paula's pictures that she's submitted. So here they are, making sushi, folks. So this is absolutely lovely. There's her sushi, and there she is, learning how to put the toppings in that sushi. Girl, looks good. Those rolls look very well done. So we do have Miss Derry Dakers. Minister, just give us a second. We want to go ahead and pull in the Miss Cayman Committee along with Miss Cayman Universe into the live stream at this time. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. We're all excited here today with Georgina. Can you see her right here?
Yes. Hi, Georgina.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You look very beautiful. Nice floral dress. Is that a dress or a?
It's a pants.
I can give you a better view. You want to stand?
Yes, let's see the full ensemble. Gorgeous. Oh, lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. Do a little twirl for us. Twirl around, twirl around.
Sandra, put her up on the bigger screen. Put her up on the single screen.
Yes, you look beautiful. Hold on one second. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, I love that
Very
outfit.
beautiful.
That's really pretty.
Bring a little bit of Cayman with me.
Yes, something bright and colorful. Absolutely love it. So, Miss Georgina, tell us, how excited are you to be traveling to Israel today?
You know, there's been a lot of mixed emotions this morning. You know, packing very, very late last night. Mariah, Miss Derry, everyone that can tell you, you know, last minute things, but we sorted it out. We tried to creative outside the box ways. I'm really excited because I haven't been on a flight so long, so I'm just excited to catch up on a little bit of Netflix and a little bit of sleep.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I hope that I can make Cayman proud.
Yes, we're sure that you will. I'm assuming this is your first time to Israel as well.
Yes, and I'm really, really happy. There was a lot of emotions with things that were going on there, but for me, my grandfather went there, and he's a Christian, and he passed away a couple of years ago, and I feel this is going to make me feel connected to him, so I'm really happy that I'm going, and hopefully we can go to the Dead Sea.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
That would be
So
awesome.
safe travels. You leave today. What time will you arrive in Israel? Like, what's your journey like? What countries do you go through?
I think we'll be arriving there tomorrow morning, like really, really early in the morning. Very, yes.
So it's almost a 24-hour journey then.
Yeah, so we're going to go from here to Miami to Germany, and then Germany to Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. And I know there's always a lot of excitement around the national costume. I'm sure you probably can't tell us too much about it until it's actually revealed, and we're going to be looking out for the photos and, of course, seeing you on stage on December the 12th, but presumably you've seen it and you've had a fitting of your costume. What were your feelings about it without telling us much about the actual costume itself? What were your feelings about it when you put it on?
Well, I was very happy. I tried it on the first time yesterday, which was amazing. It is exactly what I wanted. I knew that that's what I wanted to wear as a costume, and Danielle absolutely performed and blew off my socks when I saw it. It was beautiful. The colors are vibrant, and every Caymanian who is watching will know exactly what it is when I come out on that stage.
Lovely. We can't wait. We can't wait. And of course, Georgina, one of the important things is I know you must be traveling with a lot of wardrobe. So, Derry, can we see all the suitcases that she's taking with her?
All of the suitcases have been checked in right now.
Oh, they're already checked in, right?
Yeah, just some of the traveling.
Yes.
Only
so, how many pieces of suitcases have you packed?
I think I had 9 to 10 in total.
Wow. So
Not
lots of wardrobes. Yes, because of course, I mean, you've got to take, lots of outfit changes. So here's some of the committee members and some of her support team. Of course, we've got Parliamentary Secretary Ms. Heather Baden. We have the former Miss Cayman,
Mariah Tibbet.
Sorry.
Mariah Tibbet.
Yes, I was going to say with her new haircut and the mask, I was barely able to recognize her, but she looks beautiful. Mariah, and then next to her is Mr. Kevin Dawkins. He's a committee member, and I think he's in charge of the wardrobe aspect of things. Parliamentary Secretary Ms. Heather, good morning. And I saw Ms. Lavon and her husband. Yes, absolutely. So another committee member, good morning, good morning. And of course, Mr. Mario.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm the chaperone of the.
Yes, I was going to say you're there. You're there to support her. Absolutely, I love that. So who's going to be traveling with Georgina? Because I know she always, Miss Cayman always goes to the pageants, international pageants, with an escort. So who's actually going to be traveling with her?
So I will be having both Lavinia and Mario. They are my escorts. I'm really excited. They have helped me so much with preparations, information needed. I didn't know how many documents you needed to travel right now. So thank you both.
Okay, wonderful. So those are the two escorts that will be going with her. So you've got a lot of events leading up to pageant night on the 12th. So Georgina, good luck to you. Cayman is wishing you all the best. We feel like you will do extremely well. Remain positive and just put your best foot forward. And I know that you've gotten advice from all of these seasoned individuals around you, but just enjoy the experience. That's probably the most important thing. Is it's once in a lifetime. You're only going to do this once. So I would say just have a fantastic time.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this live. And I hope everyone who's on here has a great week and a Merry Christmas if I don't see you before. And I am excited. I'm ready. I'm just going to go take a breather now and get all the feelings relaxed. But thank you.
Absolutely. We'll definitely speak with you when you return for sure.
And
good luck.
And Sandra, if you allow me, I just wanted to, Georgina, wish you the best of luck. Obviously, Ms. Heather is there representing the PACT administration, and we're praying for you. Just have fun and make us proud. Love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Morning, Minister.
Morning, everyone.
Derry is the chairperson as well of the Miss Cayman Committee. So she's there as part of the farewell group and well wishers. So thanks again, Derry, Mariah, Kevin.
Myself and Donna, we're going to be joining Lavinia and Mario and Georgina in Israel on the 8th of December. So we're looking forward to attending the pageant.
Okay, good. So she'll have some more support a little bit closer to the date.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. All right.
So
Well,
the
thank
date
you.
of the pageant is the 12th of December, and you can see it on Fox at 7 p.m. So please tune in and support Georgina.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
There's also a Miss Universe app that you can download to vote for her as well.
Yes.
So please come on, go out and just download that app and vote for Georgina.
Mario said
Absolutely. Thank you. We will do.
The photos of the
And maybe once she gets settled in there, we can do some remote interviews and stuff and see how the experience is going.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Good luck, Georgina.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
everyone.
Wonderful day.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, folks. So again, another beautiful CMR exclusive for you here this morning. Nobody else brings you all these exclusives like CMR. Let's just admit it. You know, we always got things happening here on the program that we deliver because we know what our people love. So Joyce Ann says Israel is beautiful. She loves it there. Bob says colorful attire, Miss K-Man. Go. Blissful Powell says buckle up, K-Man. The opportunity as it stands. Speak aloud, Mr. Bryan, as this is the first it's publicly said from a leader. Give K-Man the opportunity, but K-Man go out and apply for your opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Bryan. So I was sharing with you guys before Georgina joined us some of the photos that Ms. Paula Swaby, aka Brown Sugar, has shared with us of her participating in making sushi, and she actually sent us a video as well. So let me just show you guys this video. This was from the, as far as I recall, the bartending course. So she learned sushi, bartending. I mean, she's just been like super, super busy. So her signature cocktail, she did a little signature cocktail with the Ritz bartender. So this is part of the UCCI hospitality program that really gives you hands-on experience and interaction in the hospitality industry. So big shout out to bartender Alex there at the Ritz, who started as a server on his career path. And she said, Paula had shared this with us. She said, it makes me so proud to see the younger generation their participation and eagerness to be a part of the K-Mankind tourism industry. And they will make us proud. So let's just watch this quick video.
I do double that?
You made only 1.5 of that.
Yeah, so this.
And I said 3.
Yeah, so I do this one and I do this one.
Yeah,
too.
but you made only half. It's not full.
Oh, it's not full? Okay, it looks full.
That's 1.5 ounces. Half an ounce, it's $5.
Oh my God. Okay. So just put this in here.
Yeah, an average cocktail price is $18.75. An average one.
$75?
Yeah, with alcohol. Without alcohol, it's
Next step.
Okay, so with alcohol, it's going to be 15 CL.
The ice.
Yeah, so everything is measured. You check the consistency. If I make a drink for you, and I make a drink for you, has to be the same.
Cover.
It's the same price, it's the same alcohol content. And if tomorrow you're coming and I'm not here, my colleague is here, you should be able to make the same as I did. Yeah? There should not be any difference between them. Sorry? Exactly. Which was yesterday. You don't want to come out?
I don't want to come out.
Why not?
Oh, you want to take it?
We cannot take it out anymore.
Yeah, you can. Oh, goes and will come out.
You can fill the glass with ice. No.
No. Oh,
With glass, with ice.
Okay. You have to put it over here.
You're gonna drink it, so how much you want?
No, I don't want.
You don't want? No?
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 No, like this?
No?
Here. Oh, it's like here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pour it out?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether a little soda. You can take your time and you can take a straw and please enjoy.
All right, folks. So you can see that Paula was well into it, boy. And she
Yeah.
was obviously trying to learn and get all the steps. There's quite a bit of steps, and that's just making one drink, folks. But her eagerness can definitely be seen in what she's doing. And I love the fact that she had sent us that video actually a while ago as part of her, bartending hospitality experience. So congratulations to Paula and all the other young people. Listen, this is what happens when you learn a new skill set. Don't be shy. You've got to learn different aspects of it. You jump in there, you're going to make mistakes. You might forget a step. And, I always had, whenever I would learn something new, child, I had to write it down. Even in my younger days, because the brain is like, it can only hold so much information at a time. So you write it down and you do it and you practice. And one of the fantastic things that you can do, folks, is you can actually have cocktail parties. Well, right now you don't want to have too many people over, but practice making it for family and friends. And they can tell you, like, I would be afraid to make a cocktail because like Paula said, well, how much, like she thought it was full. And the guy's like, nope, listen, when you're charging $5 extra for just having the liquor in there, you want to make sure you give people a little, punch for their money.
Well,
so he said, fill it up.
Sandra, I want to chime in on this a little because I was once a bartender myself. I'm not sure if many people know that, but I used to be a bartender. And this area of tourism and hospitality is a very, very lucrative area. It's an opportunity for networking like no other. You get to, meet amazing people from across the world, hear different experiences, and meet some great people who can give you opportunities. And if you think back about it, many Caymanians who became partners with other business owners is because they met them in the tourism industry. So, a high net worth individual comes here and says, I would like to invest in Cayman, but you need a Caymanian partner. And they find Caymanians that way. And that's how we really express the Caymanian flavor of the island, is through these meeting experiences.
Yes. So a few people asking about her.
But
yes.
Yeah. So I was just saying that, one of the things I think has been the biggest hurdle, and I never thought about it until just now. So I'm thinking about drinking, right? And you're thinking about, making a nice cocktail. But are we still there?
Yes.
In our Christian society, there seems to be a bit of some people shun the element of drinking because as a Christian society, oh, God forbid you be drinking. Now, obviously, in excess of anything is considered to be a sin in our Christian religion. But even the Lord partaked in wine himself. So drinking is not necessarily a sin. Drinking in excess is a sin. But it was I can remember even as a kid, becoming a bartender and selling alcohol to people wasn't seen to be a popular thing or a right thing even. So you weren't seen as doing a very good career by being a bartender. But being a bartender, man, let me tell you something. I remember nights cleaning up $300 easy, right, as a bartender, especially if you had the charisma and the attitude. You can give a little joke, make somebody experience, make somebody happy. I mean, you can get, $300 just from one person. If you make them feel great that night, it's their birthday, it's their, anniversary, or they're getting married, they'd be like, oh, that bartender made me have the greatest time in the world. And then they compensate you for it. And I think that almost all of those frontline people, particularly bartending, should be all Caymanian, because that's when you get to sell the stories of Cayman. And it's a part of the reason why the tourism department and myself have sponsored the bartending program for free for Caymanians, because we want more Caymanians at the front line to sell the stories, because we want to commit to more authenticity in respect to our tourism product. Because in all due respect to everybody else from all the other beautiful countries in the world, and there's amazing people from across the world, but every time you go into an establishment, it's either Canadian, an American, an African, a South African, that's serving you. And I go, Why is it that Caymanians can't do that? Or not that they can't do that, are not given the opportunities. But I must say, there's a level of a certain character that you need to have to become a bartender, because the skill set itself is not hard. A rum and Coke. Some rum, measured at a certain amount, and Coke. Smile. Hi, how are you? There you go. You're a bartender. Now, obviously, it gets a little bit more technical when you get into the fancier drinks. You need to learn the difference in wines, the ages, and all that. And all that becomes repetition after a period of time. But what makes the difference between a person who just knows the amounts or the brands of things is your personality. And there's a lot of amazing Caymanians who have that bubbly personality, who can be a salesperson. That's what you're doing. You're selling alcohol, right? You know who would have been a great bartender? Quincy Brown. He would have cleaned up. If he was a bartender at the Ritz around those fancy people telling stories, he could easily clean up like $500 to $1,000 a night if you just know what you're doing and you know how to sell and have the personality for it. And don't get caught up in this thinking about, oh, it's shunned upon or you're serving people. We all serve people. Sandra, you're serving people right now. I'm a server of people as a politician. An accountant serves people. We all serve somebody. You understand? So never see it as being shunned upon. Matter of fact, I know an attorney who has a part-time job as a bartender. And it's just her extra money because she used to be a bartender before, and she still loves what it brings, the opportunity to network. And she's an attorney by day and a bartender at night. Obviously, she doesn't do it every single night, but whenever the opportunity feels that she wants to do it or she needs extra staff at a particular restaurant, she does it. So I really want to see more Caymanians, particularly as servers and bartenders, because they're the front line. So sorry, I kind of went on there, but I just think it's so sad that there's not more Caymanian bartenders. So that's where you get to sell Cayman, man. That's the front page.
Yes. So we've got someone on WhatsApp saying, morning. I like Kenneth's stories, like what Kenneth is relating. Should be talked about more often to motivate people in that industry. We have Richard saying, I love how the minister's committed to his Caymanians. Catherine says, when I first came to Cayman in 1980, only Caymanians worked in hospitality fields and supermarkets, etc. And Sue says, we had our own bars and restaurants in the UK. That was our life. Nothing wrong with it. Yes, they can make lots of money and tips, and Caymanians need to be doing this. Just smile and talk to people. And she goes on to say that her hubby was a manager at the Hogstye Bay Bar in the 90s and did a great job too.
What?
Where was the Hogstye Bay Bar? I don't even know.
I think there was a bar right across. I think it was called Breeze. Was it Breezes? Not Breezes.
It's that same location?
It's in that same location right above where Breezes was. And I used to look down onto the Hogstye Bay area. I can't remember what it's called. Oh my God. I remember sneaking in there to get food as a child. I can't remember the name. I was too young. I'm still young. So I don't remember the name, but I know what she's talking about. But I'll say this. I want to comment on a comment I saw coming in about the commitment and for Caymanians to apply for these opportunities. One major problem that I have with our labor process in respect to hiring is this notion of advertising. Caymanians, particularly those who want to go into the tourism industry and the hospitality industry, still will do your traditional pick up the paper, see what's in the paper, and look for the jobs. I challenge you today to pick up last Friday's paper and look for one hospitality job in it. Just one. Just find one. And we're about to open the country with jobs supposed to be increasing. And this is why, to be honest with you, I'm not happy with the industry right now. And I'm trying to be the minister of Mr. Smile and Wave, a nice guy, happy minister. But you're ticking me off, man, because they do a lot of this pre-hiring overseas. And then they get upset and say, we need labor. What's going to happen next is particularly CETA, and I see their comments in the paper. They go, oh, we're not prepared because we can't get access to the labor. There's not enough Caymanians here. You are not making the effort to try to find our people. When was the last job fair that you hear about from these hotels? When was the last job fair for the restaurants did you hear about? This is the stuff that pisses me off, Sandra. And I know that they expect Kenneth to be a little bit an aggressive side, and I'm holding back on that. But you're gonna make me blow in a minute. You're gonna make me pop because my government, my ministry, my people did not take all of this risk by opening the borders for you to apply for work permits. I'm telling you right now, you better start advertising for Caymanians because we're going to buck heads.
Yes.
And I'm
And
disappointed
can we
in
find
that
out?
because they are Caymanians.
Sorry, Minister.
Sorry, go ahead.
In relation to scholarships and job opportunities for Caymanians, we do have Dawn waiting, so we're going to switch gears here in a little bit. But can the ministry do more in terms of advertising even some of the training opportunities? Because I find I'm here talking about it and I'm getting messages from people saying, well, I didn't know anything about this bartending school and I'm interested in hospitality. Or, you know, how can people find out more? I mean, does the ministry?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be happy to have my team come on, possibly between now and Friday, with a special segment just for everything that we offer in the ministry, because we do advertise. But I'm not talking about. I'm not even talking about the new jobs. You know, remember now we have 3,000 and odd people who are on a stipend.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about new people. We're talking about all those people who lost their jobs.
Right.
So if we don't train one more person, I'm just talking about absorbing the ones that don't have work. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yes, we have to continue the training, and we're doing that. I'm committed to that. There's training opportunities, and my team will sit down with you and list them all out. But I'm talking about where all of those Caymanians were before. Now, 1/3 of those are in crews. So I can give them justification and say, okay, 1/3 of them I can't hold you accountable to. Because until I, as minister, bring back that, I can't say to you that 1/3 has to be hired. But as we open up and as we're going back to where we were, why is it that I'm getting emails to say, Kenneth, can you talk to labor because we put an application for work permits? You know, I didn't bother to respond because my response was not going to be a good one. But don't be sending questions about work permits for the tourism industry right now. At least don't send it to me as minister. Send it to Chris Saunders. He's the minister for labor. Because if it was up to me, there'll be a moratorium on tourism-related work permits right now. That's my opinion. Because I'm really ticked off that it doesn't seem to be a concerted effort. We are risking the lives of our people by opening in a pandemic when many people said they didn't want us to. And we saw the benefit for job opportunities to get our people back money in their pockets and have a livelihood. And then not to get the seam in return from those who are the hirers, the HR managers, it's really disturbing. I'm going to stop there because I'm getting frustrated about it.
So Doss says we don't want advertisement.
Anyway.
We want Caymanians in positions. I was gonna say, Kenneth, you challenged us to look at the job ads in the Compass. Well, I guess the real challenge is picking up the Compass to look at the job ads. I'm just kidding. But remember, folks, all jobs are advertised now on the jobs portal. That's mandatory advertisement. So if you're in tourism and you're seeking to pick up on one of these opportunities, you do your part. Make sure that you're getting registered with the jobs portal so that you can see all of the available jobs. You don't have to go pay $1 for the newspaper because you might be able to afford that in your budget, your pared down budget right now. So go online and they're supposed to all be there. And apply. And the importance of applying in that manner is that the works department will actually know who has applied for those jobs. And so when some of these employers, as they often do, try to claim that Caymanians are not applying, the evidence will be there to show otherwise. Minister, Magdalene says, preach it. Richard says, you're on fire today. He's on point. Damien says, soon come. Jerian says, some people still waiting for approval of their stipend. Miss Sue says, good luck. And by the way, she said no, that the bar that she's referring to, the Hog Sty Bar, is next to where Casanova's is. So it's further down. And it's not Landmark Bar, as some people are thinking, and it's not Cayman Arms Restaurant.
I was thinking.
There was another.
I was thinking about Landmark.
Before. Yeah, I don't remember that one. But thank you, Miss Sue, for giving us that tidbit. Miss Donna is here. Miss Sue says, good luck. Wish you could you could do that too. Natasha says free training to introduction to bartender course starts November the 24th. Register at wineschool.ourcayman.ky. Yeah, this is where we need, I think, Natasha, thank you so much for that. We need more people to know where these registrations are taking place and what is being put on offer. Sharon says, but is it not government approving these permits? Well, it's not the ministers for sure. It is sometimes
it's definitely not the current government.
But yes.
Sandra, let me get to that because it's very important. Because she's right in the perception as well. We're the government. We're approving it. No, actually, the progressive administration allowed for civil servants within the work department, administrators, to tick the box. So it's no longer a board that the politicians appoint to do the work permit one by one. Because remember, they changed the system to say we need it to be more efficient so the work permits can go too faster. So now you have a list of administrators that are civil servants that we can't dictate to say, as long as they tick the box, they meet the requirement. Now we can put the political pressure on that administrator to say, listen, we're not in the mood to be approving these things. But now you're in a legal dispute to say, well, we've met the requirements. We put out the advertising in these online forums where nobody can see them. And then they claim that they interview somebody and say, oh, they didn't fit the mark. They didn't fit the mark because, you know what? I go, Jesus, Lord, help me today. Because I can't handle it.
All right.
I don't believe these people.
Relax yourself.
No, I'm cool. Let me say this. I do not feel it. The people do not feel it. That they're genuinely, if you can tell me today as a Cayman watching this program, that you feel the industry is trying to find Caymanians, say it on a comment right now.
Yeah.
Say it. Because I don't feel it and I'm around it every day.
Yes. Blissful Powell says Caymanians don't say on I didn't hear it this morning live. Mr. Bryan, we hear you loud and clear. So I'm sure all the relevant others do as well. Remy, Chef Remy's here. He says, Mr. B, love you, my brother. C.E. Banks says, good morning, Sandra. Can you ask the minister about the old Comfort Suites, now Hampton by Hilton? Only one old staff member was rehired.
Preach it, child. Trust me. I tell you,
Magdalene says,
I don't want to call people by name, but
are getting work if they're getting these workers by bringing them in on 3 months temporary, which is approved by the admin staff at works without these permits. Now, that was supposed to be done away with, right? You're not supposed to be able to do, you get one temporary and that's it. You don't get all these temporaries.
No, they're changing that. I think. So once you get once, you can't do it again. But I'll say,
because I think what they were doing, to Magdalene's point, is they were bringing in people on temporaries, and actually they were getting job experience on the temporaries, and then they would apply for the 1 year, 6-9 months later, and say, "Oh yeah, they've got 9 months worth of experience with us," and it was like, really?
Sandra, you tell me this. Myself, and yourself go to a particular place to eat quite often. We were there just the other day. So one of the servers said, you know, I recognized that they weren't Caymanian. I said, oh, hi, how are you? So what would you like today? I said, oh, I want a Pepsi. And I said, okay, let me check this out. I said, how long have you been here? Oh, just about a year. I said, oh, where are you from? South Africa. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you came in during the pandemic? Oh, yeah. So how in the world, you tell me now, tell me, how in the world a South African got hired to be a server in the Cayman Islands in the middle of the pandemic when Caymanians were laid off? You tell me that.
Yeah.
And they expect me to be a nice minister and smile and wave. You tell me. And if I say the name, then the owner go and say, oh, Kenneth, you're coming after my business. Tell me. Do I have a right to be upset about that? Yes or no?
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, Minister.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, we
I love you guys. Thank you, CMR. Have a wonderful day.
We're going to bring you back. Opal says work is a joke. No disrespect. My elderly Caymanian was constantly being harassed on a construction site, only to find out that person harassing him was overstaying 8 months. Contact and complain to works and all info. Nothing has been done, only to find out now that the same overstayer now got a permit. No, sir. What a mess. C.E. Bank says the tourism industry isn't looking for Caymanians. Natasha says they will interview the Caymanian, then turn around and have an agency take out the work permit for the individual they want to hire. Usually the work permit holder is not qualified, and the expectation is for an employee to train up that person even over their objections. Sabrina says, preach it, Minister Kenneth. Robert saying some fireworks going on here. Deep Blue Sea says, I'm all in agreement with the minister when it comes to hiring Caymanians in the sector. However, the other side of the coin is we have to ensure that the right Caymanians get the job. And folks, this is where now we've always said in this program,
that's where the gray area.
Yourself. Yeah, you've got to apply yourself.
Sandra, in all due respect, in these times, we got to put the favor in the hands of the Caymanians. You see that little line there about the right Caymanians? That's the gray area they use. I don't want to hear that. Not now. When pre-pandemic times, when everything was good and the things were balanced, I can give you that argument to say, you need to go out there and prove yourself. You need to come out there and show the skills. No. Not when this government paying, using your taxpayers' money, $5.5 million every month to do stipends. I don't want to hear that. No, right Caymanian. The right Caymanian is the one that you're willing to train. That's the right Caymanian. The one who comes there and said, I will give you and give you what I have in respect to work. If they don't show up, fire them. Simple. I don't want to hear that about no red Caymanian, because that's where they use the little loophole to get rid of them. And I've seen it. I've heard it. I know the bad players, and I don't want to hear that. Not now. Sorry. Anyway, I love you. Have a wonderful day, TMR. God bless you, man.
We appreciate you joining the program today. Of course, as expected, we saw those numbers jumping up as the minister continued to speak. Let's transition into speaking with Dawn. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Again, this has been another Impact Wednesday segment with Minister Kenneth Bryan. Minister, thank you again so much for coming onto the program. We know that you're always willing, provided that your schedule permits you to, and keep us abreast of what you're doing, what you're up to. And we'll certainly see you, I'm sure, in short order.
Maybe you might hear something about that cruise a little bit later. God bless. Have a good day.
All right, folks. Have a good one.
AeroPost makes Christmas easy. In just 3 steps, you can have all your Christmas shopping done. Step 1. Buy. Shop online with a retailer of your choice. Step 2. Pre-alert your package and upload your invoice with our state-of-the-art customer portal. Step 3. Receive your package at our GT office without the hassle of customs clearance. Christmas has never been easier than this. Contact us today at 321-4490 via WhatsApp 954-260-9620 to register and take advantage of our discounted special.
All right, folks. So some people saying put a moratorium on tourism work permits. That's one way. Catherine says, what's the difference between the right Caymanian and the wrong foreigner that can hardly speak or understand English? This is when I need to get my buttons back. I need to sort out my little thing here where I can drop my little bomb right there, because that was a bomb drop. All right, folks. Let us switch gears a little bit. We have the beautiful Miss Dawn Baden, who is joining us. She has 100,000 reasons to celebrate. Good morning, Dawn.
Morning, Sandra.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. So let's talk a little bit about, in case anybody missed it, Dawn won the $100,000 from the DMS vaccine drive. So Dawn, let's talk about how you got there. So when was it that you actually got vaccinated?
Early May.
Okay, so even before this drive was in place,
yes,
you
correct.
did the right thing. You got vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us the reasons why you decided to get vaccinated.
Well, initially, quite honest, I was on the ledge, because you heard all the pros and cons and so forth, and just, one day I was just led by my heart. I just felt it was the right thing to do. Weighing the pros versus the con, and just knowing, I guess, a foresight, seeing where the world was headed. It's just, I knew the inevitable was coming. So I just decided to do it. That's what led me.
And you've got children. Are they eligible for vaccination? Are they too young? You probably wanted to protect them as much as possible.
No, my daughter is 21 and my son is 28.
Okay, you
So
got adult children.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, I again, as an example, my daughter actually came with me when I spoke to her, encouraging her to do it as well. And yeah, so
okay, wonderful. So you got vaccinated, you did it for all the right reasons, and then you hear about this vaccine drive. Did you ever think that, wow, I could win that money? Did it ever cross your mind
never.
before this week?
No, not for a second. No, not for a second. I mean, and to be honest with you, I thought with all the gifts that, all the businesses were coming, forward and donating, to be honest with you, maybe a fruit basket, the most airline ticket, but I wasn't even aware of the $100,000 initially.
Wow. So at some point you got a phone call late last week?
Actually, Monday I got the first call from Lizette Howell.
Right.
And then
from the HSA.
Yes, yeah. And then on Wednesday it was Alan from DMS. And it just kind of,
So when you got the call from Lizette, what did Miss Lizette say to you, and what were you thinking when you got a call from her? You were like, oh wow.
Yes, yeah, exactly. When she called me at first, she just wanted to clarify who I was, and then said, congrats, you're a finalist in the DMS vaccine drive. Honestly, I thought the whole drive, everything, the gifts it already happened.
Okay.
So, I thanked her, and she just asked if she could give my information out, asked permission, and I said sure. Yeah, and then
okay. And then when Alan called you, did it start to dawn on you that, okay, I think we're getting a little bit closer? What did he say differently to you, if anything?
Nothing different, just the finalists. Just the finalists, and taking my information, just verifying if I was a Caymanian and so forth. And if we were on the phone for a minute, it was a lot, and again, I was like, I'm a finalist, but I'm thinking, okay, a finalist. Am I the finalist of 20, 10, whatever, and yeah. So finalist, but
when did he call you? Was it on Friday of last week, or
no? The premier called me on Friday.
Sorry, who called you Friday?
On Friday, then the premier called me. So it was
the premier called you on Friday. Yes.
The Monday Lizette, Wednesday Alan, and then when the premier called me, I was like, okay, I made it. I guess another leg of this whole finalist thing. And again, I was just under the premise that I'm a finalist, and he just asked if I could come to his office on Monday, and just
of course at that point the inside track was they knew that you had been selected as the winner because they chose the winner on Friday, but you had
no clue.
So when you showed up then to the event on Monday of this week, and you see that there's a press conference and then everything, were you looking around the room to see who else could be there as a finalist?
Yes, Sandra girl. Yes. I was, and I'm sitting there, and Alan and I were, having small talk, and minutes are going by. So I'm like, okay, where's everyone? And then eventually I said to him, well, where are the other finalists? And he looked at me and sort of like, just for a minute or a couple seconds. Yeah. And he says, they're in the room with, I'm under the impression they're already in the room with the premier, we're going to be taken there soon. So that's where everybody will be. So I said, okay,
Okay. So they still had you hoodwinked right up until the last minute.
Yeah.
So at what point, Dawn, did it actually dawn on you, pun intended, that you were the winner? Before they actually announced your name, were you like, oh my gosh, I'm that person?
All right. After we left that room, then we, of course, got escorted to the room where everything, was going to be happening.
Yes.
And I entered the media room, looked around, still didn't see anyone. And I was like, okay, maybe I don't know. I was just still clueless. Absolutely still clueless. We went in there and they were setting up and talking, and people were congratulating me. And again, I'm thinking, okay, they're congratulating me as a finalist. So small talk, and I sat down and the door closes. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe the other finalists, maybe they're in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Still, didn't quite get it. And after the premier gave his speech, and Minister Bryan, then the rep from DMS, she came on, and she was speaking and about the company and so forth and the drive. And then she said, the moment that everyone's been waiting on, announcing the winner. And again, still absolutely no idea. All right. And then she started to, read some of the bio. And as soon as she said a Georgetown resident, I'm like, okay, well, check. Married, with 2 children. I'm like, okay, still nothing. And then she said, worked KPMG for 24 years. I said, oh my God.
That's when you knew that was you.
That's when I was finally clued in that, it was me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still floored, because I honestly thought that the $100,000 were, when I did find out about it, I think over the weekend I read up, that this was being, a part of the gift. I thought it was going to be divvied up between several people. I had no idea. I had no idea that it was just a full,
Yes. Amazing. Wow. So when she said KPMG, and that's where you're still working. You still work there.
Yeah, I still work. Yeah.
Awesome.
24 years. Yes.
Well, congratulations on that. That's quite an accomplishment as well.
Thank you.
So, so she said KPMG, and you were like, and then they hand you that, they call your name, and you see that big check. What was going through your head, Dawn? Were you even processing in the moment?
I'm still moving on autopilot. I'm still processing. And I looked at Alan from DMS, and I'm like, what? Like, everyone, it was crazy. And, the funny thing is, I've asked a question, well, who knew about this? And I says, well, to be honest, I didn't tell anyone, because I didn't want to be jinxed, or I didn't want the pressure of even like my family. If I told them, specifically my husband, it would be, well, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Sort of a mantra. And I was like, oh, I don't want to deal, because if I don't win, then no biggie. But so yeah, yeah.
Wow. So I guess he was shocked. Was he your first phone call? Because I think whenever you get good news, you know who your priority of people are. Based on who you call first.
I did not have to call. My phone was blowing up. I mean, while I'm there, still, with the media and everyone else, my phone is just going, like the calls. And finally, my daughter was the one. She was just resilient. She just kept calling and calling.
So she was the first one that got through to you.
She was the first one. Yeah, she was the first one. And when I did make a call, it was to my husband, and surprisingly, I couldn't get him then.
Oh my gosh. Everybody else must have been calling him.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what was happening. I think he was on the phone then with his sister.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That is so crazy. So of course, everyone was hoping that they could have been the winner. We were always joking here on this show. There's one of our, who was it now? Jonathan. He's one of our regular listeners. And he had all kind of plans for his money child. He was like,
I'm so sorry.
He's like, he's going to win this money. He's going to open up a go-go cigar bar. He had all kind of dreams and visions. And I was here secretly saying, yeah, I'm going to win $100,000 too. So it's so wonderful. First of all, congratulations. And I think everybody is extra happy that it's a Caymanian. It's someone who, isn't like a millionaire or somebody who's like, $100,000, who cares? Like, this is really, fantastic for you and your family. And I suppose people are curious about, what are you going to do with the money? Have you had any thoughts yet? Are you going to just let it sit in the bank for a little while and, pray on it, think on it?
That this is exactly, well, I guess the $100,000 question. But my answer to that is, I'm going to use it wisely.
Yeah.
I consider it a blessing. It's 100,000 more than I had a couple of days ago. So there's
Absolutely.
no rush for me to, squander
Yeah.
or, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No,
No,
it's
take
a
your time.
blessing. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to use
Yeah.
it wisely,
Yeah.
and I would like to consider myself as a generous person. So I'm not going to use it selfishly as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
so that's my answer.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Do you work in accounts at KPMG? What do you do there?
I'm a senior executive assistant. So I
Okay.
work with the partners.
Yeah. So you're surrounded by people who could give you financial advice if you need it.
Absolutely. Every day.
So that's always
Every
good, because you
day.
hear about these stories about people
Yeah.
winning money and then it just disappears and their life is no better for
Yeah.
it and they've made all the wrong
I was
decisions.
never that person. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, just take your time, and as you say, you'll whatever you eventually decide to do with it, you're going to do wisely. Now, has the pressure been on? Have old friends that you haven't heard from in about 20 years been calling saying, "Oh, girl, I'm in need right now. Can I borrow a little $5,000, $10,000?"
Maybe
here and
hints of it. Hints of that.
there? And girl, just tell them I'm the same person I was yesterday. I can loan you $10.
Yeah. Exactly. And as my sister always say, if you can't afford to lend it, just give it. But
Yeah, and we
that's
were having
just
this
it.
conversation yesterday, because we were looking at a case where this woman kept loaning this guy all this money, and now it's like almost $10,000 she's taken to court. And we were like, why would she keep loaning him money when he wasn't even paying back what he already had borrowed? And we had this exact same conversation, because I heard Oprah say that many years ago. She said, listen, if somebody comes to borrow money and you're not in a position to give it to them, and never even think twice about asking for it back, and it's not going to impact your relationship. So it's like a two-pronged question. You can afford to just give it away. Exactly. But if you're loaning it and you need them to pay it back, you better say no, because you're going to run into problems. And the second part of that is, even if you give it to them or you loan it to them, whatever the arrangement is, if they never pay it back, is it going to cause any issues in the relationship?
Precisely.
So that's the two-part question. And if you can't answer those in the right way, then just do it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So y'all leave Dawn alone. Don't be blowing up the phone about no loans. Banks are there for a reason. Go get yourself a loan. Well, Dawn,
For sure.
congratulations. I mean, obviously,
Thank you.
this is an extra special, just Christmas for you and your family. This is just amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think Cayman celebrates with you. Are you a little bit of a celebrity now? Like when you go out places, are people like saying to you, ooh,
Let's just
you're
say
the
I've
lady?
never been happier for the mask. Love the mask.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yes, girl. Wear it with pride.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because I went somewhere just actually last night I went somewhere and someone said, oh, hi Dawn. I was like, oh, hi, you recognized me. And just this morning again, so
Yes.
yeah.
Wow. It's crazy. Well, Dawn, everyone here from our CMR Massive group is sending you congratulations. Damien says congrats. Chantal is saying congrats. Sari says, I'm so happy, especially that a Caymanian got it. Cayman first. So she's absolutely tickled pink about that. And everyone here, we've got almost 200 people still watching the live stream. They're all sending their congratulations to you. So again, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Yeah.
And good luck to you. And, this might be the start of a winning streak. Like I know some people just have that kind of luck. They win one thing and then next thing they're like, oh my gosh, I just won some plane tickets. Or so don't gamble, but you might be on something.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, have a Merry Christmas, Dawn,
you.
when it comes to you and your family.
Thank you. Bless you. Bless you.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, folks. So that's Miss Dawn Baden, the DMS vaccine, $100,000 vaccine drive winner. And I know a lot of you, I think some of you, not maybe a lot, but some of you were skeptical about whether or not this was actually going to happen. Was DMS going to actually give away $100,000? And look at that. Oh, I forgot to ask her if she's gotten the money yet. I should have asked that question. Is it in your bank account yet? I'm sure it is, because DMS not playing around, show. Remember now, our boy Don Seymour, he's the first Caymanian Black Unicorn organization. So, that's quite an accomplishment. So, and I think it's fantastic that, you know, he as an organization, the DMS organization, decided to even do this, because they could have been like, oh, we'll just give $5,000-$10,000 and whatever. Now, someone, as a result of this winning, was asking me this week about CETA. Apparently, CETA was given some money for their own drive through R3 Cayman, and someone has been asking me about that as well. So I don't know much about that drive. They've not advertised anything in relation to it, to be honest. So I do need to chase that up with CETA to see when they're going to be giving away their prize drive or prize money, and how that process will work. Now, you know, I am understanding that they have been, let me see. Yeah, I am understanding that, you know, that they have this money. Like I said, there's not been much in terms of, you know, a whole lot of advertisement on it. So I don't know. But DMS, they went through a very specific protocol to pick the winner. So the HSA had their role to play in the initial stages of the process, where they actually picked the finalists and they verified the information. So verified that the person was vaccinated, the date of vaccination. They had to go through all of that. So DMS did not have access to HSA's records. So to be very, very clear. So that is why the HSA had to do a particular part of it, and why they also had to call and ask permission from the finalists to then pass their information on to the team over at DMS, so that then they could select from the finalists a single winner. And that's exactly what happened. And obviously Dawn had to then give permission to, you know, because they had to announce who the winner was. So she had to agree to be publicly, you know, named as the winner, and also to participate in, you know, a little bit of media and press and stuff like that. So CE Bank says, congrats, Miss Dawn, well deserved. Happy Thanksgiving. I mean, that's an awesome Thanksgiving, Christmas ahead for her and her family. And like she said, I love the fact that she said, you know what, she doesn't have any immediate plans for the money. Yes, she's got $100,000 more than she had the day before, but, you know, there's no rush to run out there and do anything. She can just bank it where it's nice and safe. So Sharon says, awesome. Congrats. Were there other prizes? So yes, Sharon, the DMS group, they were actually going around to throughout their vaccine drive, I think every Friday, I believe, they were going around and doing like random prize giveaways. Actually, let me see if I wonder if Adrian, let me see if she wants to jump on. Yeah, but they did do other prizes and stuff as well. So I know it was Adrian who was kind of in charge of this project, and Alan. They would go like to the different locations and they would like randomly give people money. And believe it or not, there's some people who are like, nope, I don't need it. Don't want it. So yeah, some people turn the money down. So in terms of the cruise line, one source is saying that it's December 30th and not the 28th that ship is coming in. I'm trying to get some more details. So, you know, that could be right, because first I heard the 29th. And then I heard the 28th, and now I'm hearing the 30th. So somewhere around those 3 days, honey gel. So people are already booking gigs for the 30th. Wow, you see already how immediately one ship is coming in, and it's adding a bit of money to the economy. This is going to be good, I think. You know, we just got to control it. So listen, Holland America, let me show you some of the photos that they put up on their social media platforms. So they have been traveling to other locations. This was them going to one of the keys off of, oh gosh. I'll have to double check what location that was, but they've been cruising the Caribbean already. And then this is a photo, folks, of their staff. They actually have a new ship, and I'm thinking this could be the one that's coming to Cayman. Actually, they have launched a new ship called the, hold on, let me tell you what it is. And it's got a bookstore. Remember how the other day we were talking about how bookstores have like disappeared all over the world? This cruise ship actually has a full-size bookstore, which is amazing. It's called the Rotterdam. It's the newest line of ships in there to service the Holland America. It's called a Pinnacle class ship. I don't know what that means exactly, but I guess they've got all these different classes. And they kicked off their inaugural Caribbean sailing season on November the 8th. And it boasts a library and a 3-deck atrium. So, ooh la la. Let's see if we can't get somebody from Holland America on the program to tell us all about this, because this is exciting. But everybody, there's their staff. Everybody's wearing a mask. Isn't that a nice little jacuzzi tub and pool idea? That's pretty cool how they have that there. So, yes, so that'll be interesting. So maybe it is the 30th. Boom. I got the name of the ship now and the date confirmed. Y'all know how CMR gets it, just like that. Kaboom. Yep. All right, so let me update the article. That's what 2 tools, we can get that done. So that is going to be the 30th. So give me 1 second here. So we shall change that, and we'll change the name of the ship. It's the one that's in the photo, funny enough. You know, I saw that photo and I thought, And look at that. Front end. Why on earth did this thing come up? All right, hold on 1 second now. So we shall change it to, oh, what on earth is this thing doing? Oh, I see what I've done. I've hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. You know what happens when you hit the wrong button, chill? Then you start doing the wrong thing. All right, so it is December the 30th. I will make that adjustment now. Okay. And further down in the article, I said, so we're going to take out this name of this ship, and we will change it to, oh gosh, this name, don't even ask me how to pronounce this name. The Nui, I don't know what language is this. Stadendum, whatever the heck that is. But like I said, quite ironically, it is the one that's in the photo that you see there. So let me just see if I can get some information on this one. And it is a Pinnacle class ship as well. I got to figure out what they mean by Pinnacle class. I think that's just a fancy word for like their top of the line. Okay. So the name alludes to the 5 previous ships in the fleet named Statendam. Okay. Construction 2017. Okay. I hear you there. All right. There you have it. Thank you to our avid watchers of all things CMR who keep on top of what is happening. So we'll make that little adjustment with the date and the so this, it can accommodate 2,666 guests. It's 960 feet, 75 feet in length, and 104.8 feet wide. And it's considered a modern beauty, as they say. Pretty ship, I must say, as ships go. Okay, so you heard it first in CMR, folks. Cruise ship are coming on the 30th now. So we got that down pat. And like I said, we'll make that little adjustment in the article and we should be good to go. So thank you guys. Like I said, I knew we had 97% of the story right. Those little 3%, that's the details of things like the exact date and the ship's name. So now we got that. I think we're pretty much 100%. We expect that the government in short order will confirm all of the details in any event. So big shout out to the Compass. I wanted to give them a shout out this morning. They did post up the article, which I'm most appreciative of, saying that their headline read, and I know some of you were saying to me, let me see if I can bring up the article here. Some of you were saying, oh, I hope that they give you front page coverage like they did last time. So, but listen, my extremely reliable source actually is saying that I had it right the first time. It's not the 30th. It is the 28th. So CMR was spot on the money. So listen, I know my sources, and I know some sources know more than some sources. So let's stick with the 28th until we hear differently from the official sources. So I'm still being told it's the 28th. We'll get it by tomorrow. We'll know exactly what date it is, honey child. Don't y'all worry. Okay. So listen, I was actually going to say big shout out to the Compass. Hold on one second now. Let me see. Seeing if I can bring up their website. Cayman. Is it Cayman Compass? Yes. So I appreciate them putting up the story that CMR has had a victorious day in court. Hold on here now. Let me see if I can share my screen so everybody can see this. Good news. We celebrating, child. I saw somebody custom on Facebook. Why isn't this article free to read? And I'm like, now y'all know that the paywall has been in place for a while. So here we go. Custom scanner again, child, please. They better fix that one that's been sitting there forever. So $105,000 order against Cayman Mall Road, Sandra Hill, overturned. The Grand Court has set aside a default judgment against CMR Administrator Sandra Hill, which means that she will no longer have to pay out $105,000 to businessman John Felder, who sued her for defamation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It says during the hearing on Tuesday, November 26th, attorney Kyle Broadhurst appeared before Justice Robin McMillan, who had imposed the original default judgment against Hill. And Kyle gave a quote here to the Compass saying the basis of her application was that the default judgment was irregular and improperly obtained, and that application was successful and the default judgment was set aside. The default judgment in question stemmed from a civil defamation lawsuit filed by Felder back in 2019, which was followed up by a statement of claims on January 2020. So we're going to give you guys, once the decision is published, we'll give you a little bit more details on why the judge made the decision that he did. But, this has been, 2019, 2021. This is almost 2 years, of quite an ordeal. And I got to be honest with you, I never actually thought that Mr. Felder had the audacity to do what he did, filing a lawsuit when he knew what I said was true. But child, some people just, some people just don't care about the truth. Here in CMR, we actually care about the truth. It's actually really important. And as I've always said, the singular, absolute, as they say in law, defense to defamation is actually the truth. You can't defame somebody with the truth. Can't be libel, can't be slander, can't be defamation if it is the truth. So speak the truth. Make that be a lesson for you. And the other most important lesson here, folks, is just hire an attorney. Even I have to admit that there were things that when Kyle and his group of attorneys at Broadhurst looked this over, they were like, oh, wait a minute. There's an issue here. There's an issue here that I never even knew anything about. That's why you hire attorneys, because they're the experts. They are trained and they've got years of experience. So I cannot thank Kyle Broadhurst and Tiz and the entire team there over at Broadhurst Attorneys at Law. Can't thank them enough. Believe me when I tell you, $100,000, I ain't got $100,000 in the bank. Felder would have never gotten that money for more than one reason, because he owes other people money and they were trying to take that money if I ever paid it anyway. So there was that. pretty big detail for him. But in addition to that, I ain't got $100,000 to give nobody. I didn't just win $100,000. And even if I did, I would have been like, you ain't getting this money. So it's good that justice has finally been served, folks. And ironically, it's the same judge that made the initial order. And he realized that this was a travesty of justice, actually. If he had allowed this shenanigan to continue, and we'll talk about, like I said, once the judgment is out, you guys will understand why I'm waiting. Before we publish anything, I want to wait so we can get some of those details in there. And it's soon come. So the order of how it is to work now is because he has set aside the default judgment. The follow-up judgment, which is the monetary judgment for damages, that has to, through Justice Carter, that has to now fall away as well, simply because, there is no default judgment. So her judgment would be based on what? We always had questions about how she came up to $100,000, $105,000 in any event. That was a bit of a stretch, Justice Carter, but we gotta leave that alone for now, because thankfully we will not have to argue that in the Court of Appeals. But that was going to be a big argument. How did she come up with such an amount for a guy who has no reputation? But you know what? My fault. I didn't file my defense, and I didn't prove his reputation's in the toilet. But just Google his name, and you'll see. If you don't have a reputation, if you don't have a name to protect, how can you be given $105,000? But you see, the court only knows what is put before them. Again, that is why you hire a lawyer, because a lawyer knows how to put it before them properly. Yeah. Shane says, why are there no K-minors working in tourism? Why there are no K-minors working in tourism is the wages 35 years ago. Deckhand got $6. Captain Dive Master got 10 to 12. Nowadays, the captain gets $6 to $8 an hour. And the work permit system has already destroyed the tourism industry for locals 20 years ago. What a joke. Oh, Lord. K-Man, we are pathetic people. Now we want to change things. A little late, wouldn't you think? Shane, I hear you. And then the question becomes, is it ever too late for change? Can we not try to get some of it back to benefit more locals? I don't know. That's what y'all need to tell me. So, yeah, what a mess. Okay. All right. So Melita says, oh, okay. All right, folks. Thank you so much. All righty. Good. All right, folks. All right. Very, very good. All right, Shane and everybody else, thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. So again, congratulations to Miss Dawn. Congratulations to Miss K-Man, now en route for the Miss Universe pageant, which will take place on December the 12th. Hopefully we'll have more opportunities to speak with her leading up to pageant day. And to all of you out there, you have a fabulous day. No, we didn't win $100,000, but don't we feel fabulous anyway? Are we not happy and thankful? We've got life, we've got health. Chantel, thank you for telling me about that device. I'm going to go check it out and see what it's all about. Is it something I can just order on Amazon? That would be good. Yeah, I want to know more about this therapy and how it works and what it does. I'm all for it. Trust me. Anything that can help you feel good and be pain-free. We've got our part to play and all of that, of course. So big shout out to our sponsors. Folks, K-Man is slowly getting that much closer to reopening, and I'm super, super thankful for that. We do it safely, and I have faith that we can do it.
2021. Came on, get ready. Starting 10th of October 2021. West Bay, you ready? East End, we coming. Everyone will be counted. 2021. But in town, are you ready? Georgetown, we coming. Your info will be secret. Northside, get ready. Rockers will be counted. Little Cayman, we coming. People, get ready. 2021. Todos se cuentan. Latinos serán contados. Filipinos más anda. 2021 census. Papa, are you ready? Mama will be counted. Children and toddlers. 2021 information is secret. 2021 census starting October 10th. 2021 census. 2021 census.
2021 census. Everyone counts. Healthier spaces, healthier people. Electrostatic disinfection is a touchless cleaning technology. It provides a charge to a solution that electromagnetically sticks to a surface, providing 360-degree coverage. Rest assured, it is safe for electronics, food, and paper products. Reliable Industries, the clean you expect, the service you deserve.
Recover Personal Injury Attorneys, helping injured people get what they deserve. Know your rights. Call us today for a free consultation. 924-9999.
We have you covered for 64 years as the island's trusted energy provider for all three islands. Home Gas is your #1 supplier of propane and propane products in the Cayman Islands, offering same-day delivery on Grand Cayman. Place your order before midday and the Home Gas delivery team will get your tank topped up in any district island-wide. Same-day delivery, one of the reasons people prefer Home Gas to anyone else. We've got you covered. Call us today on 949-7474. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of The Cold Hard Truth. Make sure to check Facebook for showtimes and more information and the latest news at CaymanMarlRoad.com. Subscribe to our IG and Facebook pages to get the latest happenings.